Tigers, Bulldogs, Saints. Welcome to DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
Welcome to Smithville Golf Course for this week's edition of DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Tom alongside Coach. Kelly's off chasing a softball again, and Casey's working.
We need to break the cutouts out.
I did bring them. I forgot about them.
We'll get those in a few minutes. Need to put those babies to use.
Yeah, we may be using a lot more cardboard Kelly with softball season. I don't think softball season ever ends.
It does. Well, most of your sports don't end.
Yeah, not anymore.
They don't. They just kind of change teams, and they keep on going, and it's basically year-round. I'm not sure when the kids get a break or how they avoid burnout.
I don't know either. And well, you get some that are burned out, that do get burned out, but some love it and can play it year-round, I guess.
I guess if you're successful, that kind of overtakes the burnout.
Yeah, absolutely. But Casey is scheduled to join us if he doesn't have a catastrophe at work for the last segment, and we'll recap the Tiger football game last night. Tough night for the Tigers, Coach. They go up to Macon County 42-0, and Macon County's no slouch. They're number 6 in the state coming in this week in 4A, and of course the defending state champs. Some losses on that team, but you got a lot of players back that was part of that state championship run. Tough game for the Tigers on the road.
It's a program with Macon County that has evolved. They've built. They win the state championship, and so that system's in place.
Yeah.
And we're just plugging in new pieces, parts, and we're continuing to roll in number 6, so they're continuing that. It's a tough stretch for the DeKalb County Tigers, and that got started off a couple of weeks ago against Watertown, and then last week against Friendship Christian, a outstanding performance by the Tigers and Coach Trapp and his unit, and they made some adjustments after the Watertown game that were very fruitful. And then you run into a Macon County team that is just very solid. It's a road game, which probably had a little bit to do with it, but I'm sure if you talk to Coach Trapp, it'd be that they just did not perform up to their standards.
Yeah, he don't make any kind of excuse for anything at all. But offensively, 2 out of the last 3 weeks have been shut out. First time since 2019 they've been shut out twice in the regular season. Offense, that's what Coach Trapp prides himself on. They've struggled. They've just really struggled. They found some things that worked last week, but he's still looking, mad scientist in the lab here, just still looking for the formula that's going to work. And you got Upperman coming in next week, and then you got a couple of road games before the bye week. So it's a work in progress, and that's what we've been saying, I guess, since going back to week 1 when they beat Warren County. Offensively, it's just kind of been a work in progress, trying to find, the person to replace Jordan Parker at quarterback, filling in the holes and all that, and it's been tough so far.
For the majority of this 21-year stretch of Coach Trapp, it's no secret he likes to throw the football, and that's going to run his engine. That's going to be the fuel for that team. And here recently, and he's done a great job of trying to keep it balanced, numbers-wise, plays, run, pass. He tries to keep all that balanced, but he likes to throw the football. And we knew, and other teams knew, what DeKalb County football was going to be. We're going to be a pass team first, and we're going to run, and we're going to do what we need to do, but we're going to stick with this. And I think it's having to evolve a little bit. It's a team that I'm not sure – even at this point, Steve Trapp knows the identity and what they're able to do offensively and what their bread and butter is.
Yeah.
And I think when you make a quarterback change going into week 4, that kind of stirs that pot a little bit more.
Going to be a quick turnaround. You go from playing the number 6 team in the state to the number 5 team in the state, and Upperman, like Macon County, a contender for the state championship in Class 4A. We'll talk more football later. We've got a lot to get to today, and we're going to focus a lot on golf, hence why we're at Smithville Golf Course today, and you've got your golf shirt on. I've got one of those. I think you gave me one back years ago. I don't think it fits anymore. But it looks good.
We used to have this thing called a film strip stretcher in school.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist, but we'd send a kid out. You need to find a shirt stretcher.
I do. Or a me shrinker.
Well, whatever works.
One or the other. I don't know. One or the other. But anyway, we got a lot of golf to talk about today. District tournament this past week at Cedar Crest over in Murfreesboro. We're going to be joined on the next segment. Emily Anderson is here along with Brad Hale and Cooper Goodman. They're going to sit down and talk about their experience at district, and they're moving on to the region tournament this week. Lady Tigers, they come up just short against Murfreesboro Central Magnet, and all year long, we've been talking about it, those two, and they played twice in the regular season. First match, DeKalb County won. Second match, some players sat out. You kind of got to throw that one out, but Central Magnet comes up big, Coach. They've got some great golfers on that team. DeKalb County still a good effort. Chloe Boyd, fourth individual medalist as she shoots a 76. Emily Anderson, she had a great tournament as well. Placed 6th overall at a career best 83 on the 18-hole event. So a good showing by the Lady Tigers. I think it says more about how good Murfreesboro Central Magnet is.
And if I'm not mistaken, through your notes, Central Magnet finished 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Is that right?
That is correct.
You know, that's really
tough.
strong. That's really strong, which is going to make it a bigger challenge in the region tournament. But, you know, the ladies know that they can do that. They've done it before, and you talk about Emily with an 83. That's great golf for an 18 holes. Mm-hmm. Peaking at the right time, maybe so. Again, they're going to go to the Golden Eagle, which, you know, our golfers are very familiar with. Yeah. So, you know, it should be maybe not huge advantage, Lady Tigers and Tigers, but that's going to be an advantage.
I wanted to ask you about that because that is a course they're very familiar with. They played a lot, and a lot of the players we have talked to really like Golden Eagle. Does that give maybe DeKalb County a bit of advantage going into the region? I know golf is golf and all that, but courses are different, and you understand that terminology a lot more than I do, Coach, but will it give DeKalb a bit more of an edge?
I think it will. They're going to know where the problems are, what to avoid on each individual hole. They're going to know where they want to land, and they're going to want to know, or they will already know, if I need a stroke here on this particular hole, I can cut this corner. I can play this shot this way, and if I hit it, then I'm set up, you know, to score very well on this particular hole. And so I think that's where the advantage is, because they can know where the little quirks are, what they can do with the course to manipulate it to fit their game, and to maybe steal a stroke here or there. Which I think both schools need, or both teams need to do.
That's coming up on Thursday over Golden Eagle. They'll tee off at 9 o'clock. Boys side, by the way, the district, DeKalb County also finishes second as they combine for a score of 323. Macon County, who Coach Pryor's been telling us, kind of sandbagged him, I think, from the start of the season, thinking they were down. They've not been down at all, as they come out with a team score of 307. William Blair has a great tournament, 75. He finishes his 4th individual medalist. Go down the line there. Abram Kogler with an 81. Brad Hale shoots an 82. Cooper Goodwin, 85. Jamison Troncoso with 98 for the Tigers. Second place finish, and nothing to be ashamed about at all. Tigers shot very well and some good individual scores.
I know Brad's not happy, you know, with his back nine and what happened on a tough course at Cedar Crest. It's been a long time since I've played it. But then I was just kind of looking, and we'll get into this more, but, you know, you're looking at Macon County shooting roughly 75, 76. To get their 302, whatever it was. And so you're looking at 16 strokes, and you start to think, well, how do you catch that up a little bit and shave those strokes? Well, you start with Brad Hale. He's not going to shoot 82 again. That's not going to happen, especially at the Golden Eagle. So there's, I would say, half those strokes right there. And you look at Macon, yeah, they're good. But, again, it's a course that they're not that familiar with.
Sure.
And so, again, advantage. And so you're looking at 2 or 3 strokes by each different player coming up, and maybe Macon County 2 or 3 strokes a little bit higher. And before you know it, you're in a very tight match.
Going to region, the next step is state. So where do you finish in region to get to state? Where do you got to finish first? Only one goes.
That's it.
But not individually. Now, individuals can go with how many of the top scores go?
Wow, that's changed, and it's been a minute for all that, and our golfers can probably answer that better than I can. But and they're talking about 3. I think it used to be 4, but they're both signaling up 3.
Okay,
and that's outside of the teams.
Right.
So let's say that Macon County. So you forget their golfers, and you start looking at the next 3.
Okay, outside of the team.
Scores. Yes.
Okay, I got you. So And like you say, we'll talk to them a little bit more about that. But that will be the next step after region will be state. So we've been talking about this all year, and I know we've been so excited because we got 2 great golf teams this year, and it's going to be competitive coming up on Thursday. I like our team's chances. I don't want to build them up and give them too much confidence. I want them going there hungry, and I know they're going to be.
Oh, yeah, and I've talked about this repeatedly. Back the teams that I had that were really good, it was, man, we got to go play a regular match.
Right.
It's a 9-hole match. I can't even get up for that. And so you get what you get. But these guys and these girls have been targeting. It's marked on the calendar. This is region, and their blood's pumping out, and they're ready to go.
All right, and we do want to remind you, you can head over to Golden Eagle, and you can take in the tournament, enjoy the day out on the golf course. Hopefully the weather, we need to cool down about 10 degrees, make it a little more comfortable. But even if it's 90, go out there and support our kids as they're going to be teeing off again around 9 o'clock coming up on Thursday morning in the region. Let's take a look at some other sports going on before we go to break and get our golfers in here with us. DCHS volleyball team, they've been, hitting some milestones all season long. They get their first home match win this past Thursday. They take down Clark Range, who was their very first ever match victim earlier this season. They win 3-1. DeKalb County lost the opening set. They came back to win the next 3, 26-24. 29-27, 25-20. The JV squad also won their first ever match. So small steps, but when you're a young program, that's what you got to do is take it one little step at a time. And the volleyball team making some marks this year.
It is small steps, but the only thing that this county and Bruce Curtis and the AD can really look at is how competitive their girls are. Match in, match out. Are they competing? And are they getting better from match to match? And this team is, and they're all in. Their scores are fairly consistent with how competitive they are against even better teams.
Yeah.
And so when you get a team that's kind of marginal, you think, maybe we get this one, and they play really well, like against the Clark Range, they get that W. And that's what the players want. But the overall program, are they getting better from match to match, day in and day out? Are your players getting better? And that's what our coach is doing a great job with.
And so many players that are playing volleyball for the very first time. That's something you got to keep in mind, too. We don't have a feeder program. No middle school, no rec leagues. They're just kids that love to play the game, and they're learning on the go here. And I think that's what's remarkable to me, how many just real newbies you've got to the game, and they're just really learning it on the fly.
It is, and we can look at any sport. It's vital that you have a middle school program that's going to feed and teach the kids the basics to where I don't have to teach that as a high school coach.
Yeah.
I know where you had supposed to. Where you're supposed to have your hands if you're blocking somebody on football wise, or where you're going to be in delivering of a baseball on a pitcher's mound. But until they get that, it's going to be taking longer to get into the technical aspects of teaching. How to play volleyball and the team concept until they can kind of get that.
Last year for the DeKalb Middle School sports, football and soccer in particular, it was a banner year, girls program. They go to the championship game, lose a tough championship match. Saints end up winning their conference championship. We knew this year was going to be a little bit tougher because a lot of new faces taking over both programs this year. New coach, in fact, for the Saints football team, new head coach anyway. The Lady Saints soccer team, they lost their regular season finale to Overton County on Monday 2-0, but they still had a shot to make the playoffs. Unfortunately, and you'd hate being in this position, they didn't control their own destiny, so to speak. They were having to hope that White County would either lose or tie both of their matches. White County got a victory on Tuesday over Upperman, and that ended the Lady Saints season. The sad part about this is, Coach, in talking to Coach Justin Noakes, the Lady Saints were really finding their stride right here as the regular season ended just a little too late. And, boy, you just hate to be in a position that you can't control your own destiny for a playoff spot.
Yeah, you always like to have that chip in your pocket as long as controlling your own destiny. The good thing is that a lot of the younger girls for Noakes this year have gotten the valuable experience, and they've progressed and they've gotten better, and he can build on that.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be starting from scratch when you lose 10 of your players, from the year before. So he's going to be in a better shape, and the girls are going to be hungrier, and he's going to be able to do more with them from the get-go rather than having to go back and teach basics.
Saints football, kind of a similar situation. So many players moved on to the high school this year. They lose their regular season finale to Stone Memorial 12-8. That knocks them out of the conference playoffs. Now, they will play a cross-division game coming up on Tuesday. They will travel up to Livingston to play Overton County. Again, a lot of new faces out on this team. You've had injury issues with your quarterback. Landon Holmes missed the last 2 games. Missed part of another game with a leg injury, had some concussion issues to miss the last couple of games. But, Coach Hunter Poteet, he loves to win like any coach does, I know, and he's been taking it hard this year. But I think he got a lot out of the team early on, but, Coach, some injuries factored in. And let's be honest, it was a pretty competitive conference this year, very tough with so many new faces.
It is, and the year that they had last year, you may have run across a team that was not yet ready,
right,
building their program up and getting ready for this year, and this may have been their year.
Yeah.
Upcoming game, it's got to be a tough game for a coach and a player. There's really nothing to play for. It's just one more, game that's on the schedule. It's not really. It's postseason, but it's not, and I just think it's going to be very difficult to get the players focused and ready to go in there and play as competitively as they have been.
You're playing for pride. That's basically it.
That's basically it.
You want to finish on a strong note. You won't tell Justin and Hunter Poteet that it doesn't mean anything because they want to win. They're going to be out there motivating their team and getting them prepared, and I think they're going to go in there and give Livingston their best shot coming up on Tuesday. DMS Tennis, their match on Tuesday against Blackman was canceled, but they came back strong Thursday. The girls with a 5-0 win over Christiana. No, I take it back. Girls won 3-2 over Christiana, and the Saints, the boys, 5-0 win in their matches in the middle school tennis. We talked to Coach Chad Ramsey a couple of weeks ago. They're showing some moxie this year. I like it.
They are, and it is something that I haven't watched a lot over the years. I never really played a bunch of tennis, and it is something that we probably need to get out and do.
I love tennis. I grew up kind of watching it. I got in my teenage years and started watching. Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi were the two, kind of hard hitters. Hard hitters. Sampras was a hard hitter. Agassi had a great serve and volley game. But we used to play some down the old downtown tennis courts when they had when you could play down there, had a net. It helps to have a net.
I'm more of the era of Connor and McEnroe.
Well, that was sort of when I first started watching tennis. They were sort of fading out a little bit, but. I always enjoyed watching. I always enjoyed playing. Now I just, the mobility part of it is kind of come and gone. But love seeing our middle school tennis team doing well. All right, we got plenty to get to on the show today. Rob Alexander is scheduled to join us in our segment, I guess third segment. I'm trying to count here on the fly. And Rob is going to be joining us to talk about his dad, Tommy Alexander. Everywhere I've gone, Coach, for years, not just since we've been doing the show, but years, I've had people say, boy, it'd be nice if somebody would do some kind of interview or spotlight or something on Coach Tommy. Everybody loved Coach Tommy. Longtime Saints football coach, coach basketball back in the day at the West School as well. Somebody that you worked with at DeKalb County High School. Unfortunately, we lost Coach Tommy here recently, passed away, and sadly, we never got him on the show. I wish we could have had that opportunity. We just kind of didn't have that chance, but we're going to have Rob, and Rob's got some great stories to share with us.
I'm sure, and I'm really looking forward to these one or two segments that we have with Rob and talking about Tommy. I was able to work with Tommy for 3 years.
Yeah.
And knew him much longer than that. We played a little golf together, and it would have been great to have Tommy on, but I'm sure Rob will do him some justice.
Rob himself, no slouch. You coached him in football, and he's been a big part of the golf community in DeKalb County for a long time as well. So a couple of great segments coming up with Rob Alexander. We'll do that around 9:40. Lots to get to on the Blitz today. We'll talk DeKalb County High School golf when we come back. This is DC Blitz. We're presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change your car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is DeKalb County Insurance. Get a quote today at DeKalbInsurance.net.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb Sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Home Services is your trusted partner for comprehensive excavation and septic solutions. With a combined 30 years of experience, our team of skilled professionals deliver reliable, high-quality work for both residential and commercial projects. We understand the unique challenges of Middle Tennessee's terrain and provide customized services. From basic excavation to complex septic system installations, we have the expertise and equipment to handle jobs of any size or complexity. Put us to work for you. Home Services, 615-597-6287.
In the heart of Smithville, by the tranquil waters of Center Hill Lake, one name stands out in real estate: Lake Homes Realty and the Tony Luna Group. With over 25 years of experience and a track record of over $100 million in local sales, Tony Luna is the expert you can trust. Whether you're selling your cherished home or seeking that perfect lakeside retreat, Tony's commitment ensures you'll get top dollar for your property. Call 615-210-9522 and take the first step towards your real estate success.
Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations has served the Upper Cumberland area as a premier auto glass shop since 2011. Located at 1620 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookeville, our business offers chipped glass repair, glass replacement, windshield repair, and much more. Plus, on-site service is available. We also offer free mobile installation. We look forward to assisting our customers with any and all windshield repairs. For all your auto glass needs, stop by Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations. Phone 931-979-7339.
Just like the excitement of the big game, life is filled with unforgettable moments. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that when the final moment comes, you want to honor those moments with dignity and care. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding solace in a time of grief, our compassionate staff is here to provide the support you need. Love Cantrell Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of DeKalb County Athletics through 3 generations. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Just like a winning team, Liberty State Bank is there when you need them most, providing financial solutions that fit your goals. Whether it's building a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, you can count on us to be there every step of the way. Experience the power of partnership with Liberty State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Tigers, Saints, and Bulldogs.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville Church of Christ invites you to come worship with us. Smithville Church of Christ believes that God is a relational being who exists as Father, Son, and Spirit. That human beings have a created likeness to God which makes each of us eternally valuable. That salvation is the free gift of God, received through faith and expressed through confession, repentance, and baptism. That personal transformation, a process initiated by God's grace, gathers momentum as our will is increasingly brought into alignment with God's will. Come visit Smithville Church of Christ any Sunday or Wednesday night as we study together and worship our Lord.
Bad Boy Mowers' legendary reputation for strength, performance, and value is now available with Bad Boy tractors. From mid-size to subcompact models powered by 22 to 35 horsepower water-cooled diesel engines, your tractor work just got real easy. On the farm, the ranch, or even around the house, Bad Boy tractors deliver power and durability all day, every day. Bad Boy tractors work with an attitude. Find your big boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
Tigers, Bulldogs,
DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Tigers, Bulldogs, Saints. Oh, man. We're glad to have in the house with us 3 members of the DeKalb County High School golf teams. We say good morning to Emily Anderson, Brad Hale, Cooper Goodwin. How y'all doing today?
Good. Pretty good.
Good. Everybody woke up, caffeine, all that good stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. Got coming off the district tournament, of course, this past week, and moving on to region this week. Emily, we're going to start with you, and what a showing you had with an 83. That's your best score in an 18-hole, right?
In a tournament,
In a
yes.
tournament. Okay,
yes.
In a tournament. What's your best overall on 18?
75.
75,
Yep.
all right. So, and
Was that at Golden Eagle?
No, here.
Okay.
Okay.
I was hoping.
Was
Me too.
compare the two courses, and we've been talking about this a little bit off air, but you're going to go from playing Cedar Crest and Murfreesboro to Golden Eagle, a course you all are very familiar with. What are some of the nuances of each course, maybe some advantages that you're going to see at Golden Eagle?
I think the greens at Golden Eagle are a lot easier to read than Cedar Crest, and they're also not as fast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's an advantage for us because we're really not used to playing on super quick greens.
Mm-hmm.
The rough at Cedar Crest is really thick. So if you get in the rough, it's hard to get out of, and you just don't have that at Golden Eagle. It's just a lot easier, and we just know the course. Like you said, we play there so much, and it's a lot more open than Cedar Crest. The back nine at Cedar Crest is really difficult because most of the fairways are really narrow. So if you're not hitting your driver straight, you're in trouble, and you can get away with that a lot better at Golden Eagle. If you hit one a little bit right or a little bit left, you're usually okay, and then at Cedar Crest, you don't really have that opportunity.
I want to go back to district this past Thursday with your 83. How'd you feel going into it? This is your last district tournament. I mean, what are some things, maybe goals or just your overall feeling about that?
Honestly, going into it, so 3 teams get to advance from district to region.
Right.
And there's only 4 teams of girls. So I wasn't nervous at all. I mean, I knew Murfreesboro Central would be tough to beat as a team, but I wasn't worried at all about us not getting that second place.
Yeah.
Like I knew that we had that in us pretty much no matter what.
Sure.
And we have beat Murfreesboro Central before. We beat them at Cedar Crest, which they didn't play well that day, and we really didn't play our best golf that day either. So we knew we did have a chance to beat them as a team if we played very well.
Right.
But I just wasn't nervous about it, and I think that's why I was able to play well because I wasn't thinking about it. I knew that we were going to region. There was not a doubt in my mind, and so I think that's why it was easier for me.
Yeah. Now, you're going to have a bit of I'd hate to say home course advantage because you were talking about Central Magnet has not played competitively in a match at Golden Eagle, but now you were also telling us that some of the teams in the other district that will make up the region, they're playing Monday, and at Golden Eagle, will that give them a little bit of a leg up, do you think?
I think so, and too, they played some of their matches over there because that's the district. I think they have Cookeville in their district. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah.
But they do play there. I know Stone plays there, and Cumberland has had a match or 2 up there. So they do have that advantage. And I know they're moving the tees that the girls will play, and they will play those on Monday. And, like, where I haven't really seen what yardages we're going to be playing, they'll play them Monday and Thursday. So that will be a little bit of an advantage for them.
Let's shift to the boys' side. And, Brad, what was your mentality going into the district tournament, you as an individual and the team as a whole?
I wasn't worried at all about the team. You know, we're better than every team.
Move it a little closer. There you go.
The only team we had to worry about was Macon.
Yeah.
We're better than every other team. That's all we had to worry about. I wasn't worried.
Macon County, I mean, is it like they've got several players that kind of stand out? What makes their team special, maybe, I guess, this year?
They all shoot around the same scores, and they're all really good scores.
Yeah, consistent, basically. Were you pleased with your overall performance at district?
Not at all.
Coach predicted you would say that. What do you feel like you could have done better?
Getting off the tee for sure on the back nine, that didn't help. Because I'd be in the rough, and I had a terrible second shot. I let myself like a bogey or a double. It just kept going. But last 4 holes, I straightened it out, so it wasn't as bad.
Now, I want to ask you the same question. Going over to Golden Eagle to play region, what do you like better about that course?
A lot flatter, straight away. Greens aren't too hard. I just love it there. I've played it a lot, too.
You feel like it's like a home course for you?
For sure, yeah. It's definitely my favorite course, too.
Cooper, what was your mentality going into the district tournament?
Honestly, just trying to go as low as I could go. I mean, I ended up with an 85. I'm not pleased with that, but I was just trying to do the best I could. I guess.
What were some things maybe you struggled with over at Cedar Crest you felt like on the day?
A little bit of fatigue. Like I had 5 bad holes, I think, and I just had to get out of my own way and try to push through it.
Now, it's something that people may not understand. In a lot of the regular season matches, you're only playing 9 holes. You go into these tournaments, you're now playing 18. Other than the extra 9 holes, I mean, what makes it more difficult for you?
A little bit of the layout. I mean, Cedar Crest, the front 9's more open. The back 9, it's more narrow.
Yeah.
The back 9, that's where it killed me. I mean, I was on one hole and pulled my shot left, went OB. It was just a little scattered, but I ended up getting it sorted out.
Yeah. Coach?
Tournament mentality. And this is just, we're just going to throw this out there, and anybody who wants to answer, we can answer this as we go. You've both kind of talked about, all three kind of talked about there really wasn't any pressure going into the district because you knew that y'all were going to advance on to the region, no big deal. Now it's a little bit different. Now the stakes are much higher. And golf, even though it's a team sport, it's still an individual, and still you against the course.
Yep.
And so how do you take that approach?
Still got to go in there like another round of golf. Just play your best.
Just play your
as low as
best.
you can.
Are there times where the scramble mindset kind of comes into your round where your back 9 wasn't great? Do you start to think I've got to get a lower score on this particular hole because I got to start making up, and this is a chance where I can do that, and you start cutting some corners and taking some risky shots?
I've done that before. It's a hit or miss, but I don't know. I don't really do it too much.
Emily?
No, me either. I think that's why my scores have started getting lower, because if I find myself in a position like at Cedar Crest, for example, the rough is thick, and I know if my ball is buried in that rough, there's no reason for me to try to go for the green. It's just get it back in the fairway, try to get up and down for par, or try to save a bogey. There's no reason to try to hit a crazy 3-wood shot out of that rough and then top it 10 yards and leave me in a worse position than I would have been if I would have just tried to get it back in the fairway.
So this year compared to last year, mentality, course management, much better than what it would have been?
Yeah. And that 83 that I shot, I mean, that was a great score. That was my best one tournament-wise. But I was playing really good golf, and I had 2 triples, and that's what got me. I was on a par 3. I don't remember what hole it was, but my shot was a little right of the green, and it would just so happen to be a low spot right beside the green, and my ball was buried. Like, I had to hit like a really weird shot out of it, and then it was just the green was downhill. It hit the green, and it rolled off the other side, and then I was in the rough, and then I kind of just started playing quick because I got irritated on that hole, and then I got a triple, and that was just bad course management on my part, and it shouldn't have been a triple, but it was.
During the course of the district tournament, were you aware of how Chloe was playing?
I was not, no.
What about the other girls, the other teams? Anything on scores? We're coming back to you?
No, so I was in a group of 4. I had the Murfreesboro Central number 2, the Watertown number 1, and the Smith County number 1. So I was just aware of their scores, which not really so much the Watertown and the Murfreesboro Central girl, because they were keeping each other's score. And so I knew what the Smith County girl was shooting, and I knew that Anna Powell from Murfreesboro, I knew she was playing well because she had lots of birdie putts, and I knew that she was playing very well, but I didn't know score-wise, and that's not something that I try to look at, I guess.
Do you want to know?
Not really. Whenever we were playing in the Keith Maxwell, we had live scoring, and so we enter it on our phone, and we can see what position we're sitting at. And I knew I was in second, and I was leading second by 2 or 3 strokes going into the last hole, and I knew that on the tee box. And my chip-in was the best part of my game that whole day, and I get up there and I shank my chip because I knew that I was in second place, and it messed me up. And I ended up tying for second too, but I was leading it by 2 or 3 strokes, and that just got me. So, no, I do not like to know.
Kind of affects your shot a little bit.
Yeah.
Cooper, did you have any idea of how Brad was playing or how William was playing?
Honestly, no. I didn't really hear anything or how they were playing on the course. I was honestly just trying to focus on my own thing. And
anybody giving you any feedback as to how well Macon was playing?
I mean, I was playing with a guy from Macon. He was doing okay. I mean, he quadrupled a hole, and he wasn't doing that really good. I honestly don't know what he ended up shooting. I wasn't keeping his score, but he had a few bad holes and struggling a little bit.
See, I'm sure John may be in the same situation, and things may have changed because there's a little bit more communication between players and coaches now than what there were back when I was doing this.
Mm-hmm.
But the tournaments, district and region, I had no idea that our guys and girls were keeping up with what Payne was doing, with what Austin was doing,
right?
What the other, and they're getting this information. I'm thinking, what's going on? And I'm thinking that would just have to add a little bit more pressure because, there was one time we talked about it against Macon County that Payne had to come in with a certain score. And I'm thinking, did he know that he had to do that to come up with, like 2 birdies in the last 2 or 3 holes, whatever? And I guess Cooper, I was asking, if you're aware of what he's doing, does that affect your thinking and your thought process as you approach a hole?
I mean, if I know what the others are doing, like how they're playing, I guess in my mind it tells me like do better, I guess.
Yeah. We coming up on region play, and we know we have to shave some strokes off. The advantages that you have at the Golden Eagle. Brad, do you think there's going to be some times where you try to cut a corner here?
I'm trying to think of a hole you really can. I'm not sure. I mean, hole 9, you can hit it over the ditch. There's a second ditch. I don't know if I can quite reach that. I mean, that's like the riskiest thing, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or hole 6, you gotta hit the fairway. It's a par 5. You go any left or right. So I might just hit like an iron down that fairway. I don't know.
Are there par 5s that are reachable in 2?
Hole 2 is like a par 4, but it's a par
hole
5.
2 is short.
And so that's one that you might
I'll
try to
just
take
drive it
advantage.
away,
Yeah. During the course of your struggles, and I'm presuming that you continued to hit driver off the tee.
Oh, my driver was fine.
Okay, but
It was just my irons. My irons were atrocious.
Irons left you. Okay, because I was thinking, because I told my golfers, I said, if you're struggling with the driver, if you can't hit it consistently and keep it in play, then drop to a 3-wood or drop to an iron, and I guess that's what I was leading to. But if you were doing well off the tee, then we don't need to drop back to an iron.
Yeah.
So how can you? My last question. I'll be done. How can each of you shave a little strokes off to kind of cut this margin down a little bit and come out with victories and win the region, go on state as teams?
Just giving yourself a look at birdie or par. Don't do anything stupid. Just get it on the green. Play smart golf.
Keep the ball in play. Fairways and greens.
Yeah, fairways, greens, 2 putts, and pars are really, really good.
I just need to slow down. If I hit a bad shot, slow down for a second. Because the way they did it on Thursday, each coach was assigned a group to keep score, and we'd never done that before. And so coach just so happened to be in my group. And so I get to talk to him from green to tee box. He was with me the whole time. And he was like, you rushed through that one. He said, you shouldn't have got a triple on that one. You got mad and you rushed through it. And I was like, yeah, I know.
So how can you do that at the region tournament on your own?
It's just a matter of calming down and knowing that one hole, it's just one hole, and then it's over after that. Not worrying about the last shot, just thinking about the next one.
Do you wear a cap when you play?
Yeah.
I like the hat, by the way.
Little index card.
Yeah, I like
underneath the bill, and take it off and slow down, and put it back on and go.
I was
just an idea.
I was kind of going to follow. If you've watched Happy Gilmore, which I know is just the dumbest golf movie ever, but he goes to his happy place. Yeah. You have a happy place when you get frustrated out there that calms you down.
You just got to think about the good shots. That's what I do. Don't think about the bad ones. Just think about all the good golf you played.
Brad, what about you? You got a happy place?
Not real. Well, if I hit my driver good, I get happy.
You just think about that, Cooper.
I'm with Emily. Just think about the good things that could happen.
That's it right there. So, well, y'all, we're so excited. We've been excited about the golf teams this year. Y'all have lived up to every expectation, and region's going to be fun this week. And we just want to continue to tell folks, go out and support them. It is 9:00, right? Start of the tournament. Mm-hmm. Okay, I kind of went by the seat of my pants. I thought that was it. But Golden Eagles, a short drive over to Cookeville, and you'll enjoy yourself. Even if you're not the biggest golf fan, it's a lot of fun, Coach.
They'll shotgun start? I mean, they'll put y'all on different holes or start from one?
We usually all the girls start on the back nine, all the boys start on the front.
But at the same
our
time.
district, we shotgunned. Now,
Right.
previously it's been tee times.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what they're going to do. Do you know?
I would think everyone's going to go with the same tee.
Yeah, I know.
Ronnie Burke's
That's
doing
how it usually is.
I know states are tee times. Everybody starts off of 1 or they start off on 10.
All right, so come on out and support the golf teams. Coming up Thursday, cheer them on, and let's get these kids to state and go out there and win some big hardware this year. I'm all excited about it. All right, thanks again for Emily Anderson, Brad Hale, Cooper Goodwin for stopping in and talking with us this morning. When we come back, as part of the DC Blitz Legends series, Rob Alexander will join us. We'll talk about some of Rob's playing days, and we're going to talk about his late dad, Coach Tommy Alexander. It's all part of DC Blitz. We're presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
At DeKalb County Insurance, we proudly support our local sports teams, always rooting for the Saints, Bulldogs, Tigers, and Vols. And off the field, we're here for our community too, helping you understand your Medicare options with care and clarity. We're not affiliated with Medicare, but we're here to help you make informed decisions by finding the best plan that fits your healthcare needs. Open enrollment for 2025 runs from October 15th to December 7th. Give us a call to set up your Medicare evaluation at 615-597-0660, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please note, we do not offer every plan available in your area. Any information we provide is limited to plans we do offer. Go to Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE to get information on all of your options.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb Sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Ignite HVAC Electrical and Plumbing is one of the top HVAC contractors in Middle Tennessee, offering both residential and commercial sales, installation, and services. We want to set ourselves apart from the rest of the HVAC industry by providing a seamless experience from your project start to finish. We are constantly improving our skills to continue to meet every expectation for our customers. Let Ignite serve your HVAC electrical and plumbing needs. 615-597-0100.
In the heart of Smithville, by the tranquil waters of Center Hill Lake, one name stands out in real estate: Lake Homes Realty and the Tony Luna Group. With over 25 years of experience and a track record of over $100 million in local sales, Tony Luna is the expert you can trust. Whether you're selling your cherished home or seeking that perfect lakeside retreat, Tony's commitment ensures you'll get top dollar for your property. Call 615-210-9522 and take the first step towards your real estate success.
Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations has served the Upper Cumberland area as a premier auto glass shop since 2011. Located at 1620 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookville, our business offers chipped glass repair, glass replacement, windshield repair, and much more. Plus, on-site service is available. We also offer free mobile installation. We look forward to assisting our customers with any and all windshield repairs. For all your auto glass needs, stop by Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations. Phone 931-979-7339.
At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that this life is a journey filled with highs and lows. Just as every game has its final whistle, so too does every life have its final moment. When that time comes, Love Cantrell Funeral Home would love the opportunity to earn your trust. We provide compassionate care and professional services to fit your family's financial needs. Love Cantrell Funeral Home has been a proud sponsor of all DeKalb County athletics for over 65 years. Love Cantrell Funeral Home, where love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Just like a winning team, Liberty State Bank is there when you need them most, providing financial solutions that fit your goals. Whether it's building a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, you can count on us to be there every step of the way. Experience the power of partnership with Liberty State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Tigers, Saints, and Bulldogs.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville Church of Christ invites you to come worship with us. Smithville Church of Christ believes that God is a relational being who exists as Father, Son, and Spirit. That human beings have a created likeness to God which makes each of us eternally valuable. That salvation is the free gift of God, received through faith and expressed through confession, repentance, and baptism. That personal transformation, a process initiated by God's grace, gathers momentum as our will is increasingly brought into alignment with God's will. Come visit Smithville Church of Christ any Sunday or Wednesday night as we study together and worship our Lord.
For 20 years, Southern Landscape Supply has been serving DeKalb County and the Upper Cumberland with everything you need to keep your lawn looking its best. From grass seed and fertilizer to top quality mowers and tractors, we've got you covered. And when it comes time for maintenance, our full parts and service department is here to keep your equipment running strong. Whether you're tackling the backyard or the back 40, trust your hometown experts at Southern Landscape Supply. Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville.
DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance. We are joined as part of the DC Blitz Legend Series. Part of our DC Blitz Legend Series by Rob Alexander. We're going to be talking about some of Rob's playing days. We're going to talk about some of your stuff too, but we want to, of course, spend some time talking about your dad, the late Coach Tommy Alexander. But the first thing I want to ask before we get started, tell us something about Coach Chris Vance that we don't know because you played football for this man way back in the day.
I did. I was when he first came over, it was my sophomore year, I believe. And then he became head coach my senior year.
Okay.
And he try not to get him in trouble.
And he's filing through some things that I can actually talk about this.
Yeah, that's it too.
No, I loved playing for Coach Vance.
Yeah.
He was very. Our practices were a whole lot different when he was there. They were very structured. I was in the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
My senior year. So we ran every day in practice, but at least it was something different.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't just run sprints all the time.
Right.
Now some of them you didn't want to go that day. You was like you want to pull a hamstring or something. You're like I can't do this one, Coach. But I enjoyed Coach. I love playing for Coach. He was I felt like I could go and talk to him.
Yeah.
Whether it was about playing or anything else.
Sure.
Anything else, I felt I was always comfortable with Coach Vance.
Yeah.
It was just I just really enjoyed playing for him. Kind of canceled out having to play for Dad. So that always I always felt like I could go the other direction. I was like, okay, I can't. I'm not going to talk to Dad about this. I can actually go talk to the coach about it.
What's a Rob Alexander member? You, of course, was your quarterback and a leader, I'm sure, on that team.
There are a few because we had and I guess going into your senior year, we had a transfer from Warren County who technically was sound.
Yeah.
The footwork, everything was sound. Mechanics were good. Threw the ball probably better than Rob did. And
he had a cannon.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for, decide who's the dude. And, we're all sitting around talking. And, of course, Tommy's not saying anything. and we're batting this thing around. And it basically came back to, Joey Reeder saying, Rob has the huddle.
Yeah.
And the guys are going to follow Rob.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy's coming in. Yeah, he may do this better, but Rob has the huddle, and Rob's going to be the one to lead this team.
Yeah.
And so Rob was our quarterback. But the biggest thing is that my first year, we got some players that normally didn't play football. Will Frazier came out and played that year, and we were able to get him through some receiver routes. And but we had some of those guys end up making the playoffs. But late in the year, Rob broke his collarbone. And so we're getting ready to go, first round playoff, Giles County.
Yeah.
And they hadn't been in the playoffs in a while, and he certainly hadn't been. And he's like, Coach, can I play? And I'm like, here's what we're going to do. So we suited him up. We put him on the kickoff team, kickoff return team. And lo and behold, they kicked the ball right over his head, and he'd been told, get out of the way. But he waits until like the last second. Here comes our returner guy, and he's running behind Rob, expecting Rob to block, and Rob just steps off the side.
I wanted to catch it.
Right.
And he would. I promised. Well, I promised him, but I promised Mom.
Right.
That was the important one. I was like, but I wanted to play a play. Because that kickoff return, I wanted to play a play. I wanted to take the snap and,
hand the ball off or something, right?
I wouldn't have handed it off. We would have I'd have thrown it to Todd Kent on a slant or something. I was like, just get it out of my hands quick.
Yeah.
They may have called a handoff, but it would have.
I don't know how many, especially with, if Reader was my offense coordinator that first year, your senior year, but, it didn't matter what we called or send him from the sideline. Rob's going to call what he wants to.
Well, there was sometimes we used to signal plays in. My senior year, we ran like receivers in.
Mm-hmm.
And if Todd didn't like the play, I never knew what you were going to. If Todd didn't like to play, he would
Todd
come in.
Kent.
Todd Kent.
Yeah.
He'd come in and just say, sweep. Or lead. Lead. And he didn't give me a formation, which direction, and I'd have to just make it up as we went. And, of course, when I'm out there going through my cadence, I can see Coach Reader's like, and I was like, well, it's as good as any.
Oh man, we may have to bring Coach Reader on with Rob and get him back one day. He does that just to relive some memories from then. That'd be a lot of fun. Rob, of course, we're here to talk about your dad today, and so many people over the years have have shared stories with me. I know about your dad, how much he meant to them playing middle school football for many years. But one thing that a lot of people may not know or may have forgotten, I think your dad started out as a basketball coach, and I know he was at the DeKalb West School as a basketball coach way back in the day.
His teaching career started at DeKalb West, and he was the basketball coach.
Yeah.
That was, I'm not exactly sure what year. That 1978 was his first year, or if it was before that, but it was right around that time.
Yeah.
And and they had some pretty good teams over at the West School.
Yeah.
I was told.
I know Coach Danny Parkerson, he's already sent a question in we're going to get to in our next segment, but in fact, he's watching, I think, online. I saw that he may have some input because he would remember back in the day. Of course, Danny coached basketball at the West School for many years as well, coached with your dad, coached football with your dad, matter of fact, for a time, but most people are going to remember Coach Tommy as, the Saints football coach. In your mind as a player, but maybe even some memories that have been shared with you, what do you think was the biggest takeaway from your dad's time as middle school football coach?
That was a tough coach. He was tough. You did what he asked, but when you did what he asked, he let you know. He let you know when you messed up, but he also let you know when you did something right.
Right.
And his coaching philosophy was keep it simple. The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
Right.
If it worked, well, I'd go away from it.
Sure.
And he also, you do what you have to build around what players you have. You can't just say he's like, I'm going to do this just because this is what I feel comfortable with. If you don't have the players to do that,
don't force it.
It's not hard to do it.
Yeah.
And he had some good teams. He had some good athletes come through, Ike and Tyrone, and then you had Derry Owens. Don't know if Coach knows him or not, but he's had some great Randy Jennings, and I don't think Randy played in high school. He played in middle school. He had some great athletes come through there, and he had some very successful seasons. But I've never really talked to him that played for him that didn't have that didn't like playing for him.
Sure.
And that says a lot to me about, I had my reservations playing with him, but but I learned I'll tell you one thing about Coach Vance. Don't even know this story. When I was in 8th grade, I was the quarterback. Jason Miller was the quarterback in 7th grade, who was our tailback when I got into high school. And I'll tell you why he became a tailback. Dad was letting 7th grade run some plays, and Dad's pet peeve as a quarterback was fumbling the snap. If you fumbled the snap, that was it was it.
Yeah.
And Jason fumbled like 2 or 3 snaps in a row, and instead of yelling at Jason, he just yelled at me to go in there and run the play. So he sends me in there to run the play, and I fumbled the snap.
Oh, no.
So he comes over, and he's got me by the helmet, fingers in my ear holes. I'm off the ground. He's like, "Why can't you take the snap?" And that's the day Jason Miller quit playing quarterback and became a tailback.
I could just visually see that.
I was off the ground, feet dangling. My chin strap's on. He holding me there, and I was like, I didn't mean to fumble the snap.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to fumble the snap here, but
what do you love? What did he love most about the game of football? You think? And I talk about coaching the game of football. What did he really love most about that?
He loved the physicality of it. He loved the physical part of it because we ran. We middle school mostly run. We was all power eye stuff.
Sure.
Most of it. We threw more my 8th grade year than I did. He probably did 5 years before that.
Yeah.
But the physicality of it and taking, because he was in. A lot of these guys hadn't played football before.
Yeah.
Before he got them in 7th grade. So he's actually teaching them the game. And I think that's the part he liked of it, was teaching, these different, taking somebody, making them a defensive end, and then teaching them how to do these things.
Yeah.
Certain techniques. And,
sure.
And that part he really liked. He enjoyed the fundamental part of teaching it.
Did he play, and going back to his playing days, did he play football? And kind of what was his background there?
He did. He played, he had 3 or 4 different coaches and it has high school, but he was an offensive guard.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the biggest guy in the world.
Right.
But he was an offensive guard. And I can't remember all the coaches that he played for, but they went through several in high school during that time. They had a guy come in for a year and go somewhere else or whatever. But he played. He was an offensive lineman.
Yeah. I'm going to ask one more question. I'm going to turn this over to you for a bit. But one story you shared with me a few weeks ago, and I love this story. You were talking about Chris Stanley, and your dad was talking about this. And I'm going to let you share the story. I'm not going to ruin it because I thought it was just a wonderful story.
Yes. Chris Stanley, Dad loved football guys.
Right.
If that's just what he was and
you may have played football, but you may not have been a football guy, basically.
Yes. And he had 2 guys actually that did kind of the similar thing, but Chris Stanley was our starting center and our starting middle linebacker. And he was also our kicker.
Yeah.
And he broke his right hand on the opening kickoff. I don't remember who we were playing, but he played the whole game with a broken hand. He snapped the ball every play and played every snap on defense. With a broke hand, never said a word to any coach, anybody. Monday morning, he came in to practice. He's like, "Coach," his hand swelled up. He's like, "I think something's wrong with my hand." They took him over to the hospital, gave him X-ray, and Dad was like, "Football guy."
Yeah.
he's like, he was not coming out of that game for anything. He wasn't going to let you have a reason to
take him out of the game. Yeah.
And I know one of the things that aggravate Dad now is a lot of guys, I don't want to call anybody out, but they tap their helmet because they want to come out of the game.
Right.
You couldn't have paid us to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you'd asked my dad to come out of the game, there's a good chance you weren't going to go back in.
Yeah.
If you asked to come, now, if you were tired, or if he saw that you were worn out, he'd sub somebody in. But if you asked to come out, that wasn't a good thing. He wanted people that wanted to play.
Yeah.
And he'll let you know when you're tired.
Yeah.
That's kind of his thing.
I just love that story about Chris, though. And yeah, I mean, I know you're thinking about snapping a football for an entire game with a broken hand. Chris, I just can't imagine, but you got to be tough as nails, and that's something obviously Coach Tommy loved.
Oh, yeah, and I remember when I first got to DeKalb, you had Arlie Sexton, and you had Chris Stanley, and you had Edward Lemons.
Michael Ellis.
And I've worked with him, but it's the linebacker core that I got, and that's what I was coaching defensively. And it's like, dude, I'd love to have had you guys when you were freshmen and going back and look at that talent, because you had Bryden Bundy and you had Ike and you had Tyrone and you were a solid quarterback and you had all these guys and you seem to have the pieces.
Coach Trapp, John Roller.
Yeah. All those guys that were there, and they were football guys, and you had the athletes, and you had that football mentality, and they were football guys. Yeah. And it's what, coming from a big city, what you see. These are country boys, and they're fed, well, and they're just big and they're strong, and they're football guys. Yeah. And that's what he loved. That is.
We're going to come back in the next segment, and we're going to share the story again that Coach Parkerson had sent me a message about earlier this morning. I'm really excited. I tipped Rob off a little bit because I'm like, I want to make sure that you know what he's talking about, and you knew right away. So we're going to tell that story and have some more memories. We're spending time with Rob Alexander, part of the DC Blitz Legends series. Stay tuned. More to come. This is DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is DeKalb County Insurance. Get a quote today at DeKalbInsurance.net.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb Sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Home Surveillance is your trusted partner in video surveillance equipment. Our team understands the critical importance of safeguarding your family and securing your business assets. We offer comprehensive solutions tailored to your specific needs, ensuring peace of mind through advanced technology and expert installation. As a locally owned and operated business, we take pride in our community and strive to build lasting relationships with our customers. Let Home Surveillance help you protect the things most important to you. Give us a call at 615-597-6287. In the heart of Smithville, by the tranquil waters of Center Hill Lake, one name stands out in real estate: Lake Homes Realty and the Tony Luna Group. With over 25 years of experience and a track record of over $100 million in local sales, Tony Luna is the expert you can trust. Whether you're selling your cherished home or seeking that perfect lakeside retreat, Tony's commitment ensures you'll get top dollar for your property. Call 615-210-9522 and take the first step towards your real estate success.
Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations has served the Upper Cumberland area as a premier auto glass shop since 2011. Located at 1620 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookville, our business offers chipped glass repair, glass replacement, windshield repair, and much more. Plus, on-site service is available. We also offer free mobile installation. We look forward to assisting our customers with any and all windshield repairs. For all your auto glass needs, stop by Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations. Phone 931-979-7339.
Just like the excitement of the big game, life is filled with unforgettable moments. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that when the final moment comes, you want to honor those moments with dignity and care. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding solace in a time of grief, our compassionate staff is here to provide the support you need. Love Cantrell Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of DeKalb County Athletics through 3 generations. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Just like a winning team, Liberty State Bank is there when you need them most, providing financial solutions that fit your goals. Whether it's building a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, you can count on us to be there every step of the way. Experience the power of partnership with Liberty State Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Go Tigers, Saints, and Bulldogs.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville Church of Christ invites you to come worship with us. Smithville Church of Christ believes that God is a relational being who exists as Father, Son, and Spirit. That human beings have a created likeness to God which makes each of us eternally valuable. That salvation is the free gift of God, received through faith and expressed through confession, repentance, and baptism. That personal transformation, a process initiated by God's grace, gathers momentum as our will is increasingly brought into alignment with God's will. Come visit Smithville Church of Christ any Sunday or Wednesday night as we study together and worship our Lord.
Want a mower that's tough enough to break all the rules? Want everything without sacrificing anything? Want performance for the long haul at an unbeatable value? The perfect balance of power and performance? You want a bad boy mower. Packed with power, muscle, simplicity, and comfort the pro and you demands. It's your time. You deserve a bad boy. Find your big boy mower at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
DC Blitz presented by DeKalb County Insurance and sponsored by Good Health Family Clinic. Holmes Group, Ignite HVAC, Electrical and Plumbing, Liberty Auto Glass, Liberty State Bank, Love Cantrell Funeral Home, Ranger Brake, Smithville Church of Christ, Smithville First Baptist Church, Southern Landscape Supply, and the Tony Luna Group of Lake Holmes Realty. We're spending time as part of our DC Blitz Legends series with Rob Alexander. We've been telling a lot of stories off air. Again, we're going to do the blooper reel one of these days. Premium content. Premium content. But, man, some great stories. And I want to share the story that Coach Danny Parkerson sent me a message this morning. And he reminded us, of course, that, Coach Tommy started out as a basketball coach there at DeKalb West School and said, in fact, that they did have a great run back in the day there. Now, he says, ask Rob about the February connection between Rob, his dad, and Coach Braswell. This would have been February 3rd, 1979. Rob, share that story with us, if you would.
I will. Dad was coaching the West School, and they were actually playing DeKalb Middle School in Sparta in a tournament. And during that game, or right as the game started, I don't know the time frame, but my mom went into labor with me.
Yeah.
And Mom, knowing Dad, didn't say a word. So he waits until the game is over, and then she says, Tommy, we need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And so I was born the next morning, early morning, but the night I was born, the West School was playing against the middle school. But now Coach Braswell did get the better of him that night.
Yeah.
The middle school did win, which was I'm proud of because I'm a middle schooler.
Right. Yeah, got to pick a side of the rivalry.
That's right.
That's a great
I
story.
figure that lost 1-1 that night. That's why I look at it.
Now, what would have happened had you told him during the game?
Well, probably the same thing he told me when I broke my collarbone.
Right.
He said, and this is God's honest truth. He looked at the time. We didn't have a whole lot of time left. He's like, "Can you wait till the game's over before we go get you X-rayed?" I said, "Sure." So I imagine that's probably how that conversation. He probably said, "Why are you bothering me during the game?" That's probably what he said.
You got to have priorities, man. When you're a coach, right?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Little things like that, like childbirth, have to wait.
Exactly. He wouldn't have. He'd be like, "Why are you bothering me with this right now?"
Well, thank Coach Parkinson for giving us some notes on that, so we could share that story. The eyebrows. Okay, we got to mention this. You mentioned this off air. What about the eyebrows?
Well, of course, Bradley sent that in, and anybody that played for Dad, and I don't care at what age, whether it was middle school, high school, if you played for him in his scope of things, whether he's a head coach or whether he was a special teams coach, he had a look, and everybody that's played for him got the look. And he didn't have to say anything. You knew. Same. And anybody that had him in class, they got that same look.
Yeah.
And they knew it was time to.
He just had that look.
It was time to settle. I had it many times growing up. With me and my brother, we'd be out to eat or whatever, and me and him, David Wayne, start picking each other. He didn't tell us to stop.
Right.
We had one chance. He gave us the look. If we didn't stop then he took us to the bathroom, and that was, and that's how that went. And he carried that into from parenting to teaching to football coach. It worked for him, I guess. So
He's probably given that look to a lot. There are probably a lot of people out there that played for Coach Toppy in particular.
Even guys doing stupid things on boats when he was a wildlife officer. There's people all over the state that've got that look, and they're like, there's this wildlife officer in Smithville. Don't mess with him.
Boy, you brought that up, and I hadn't forgotten all about that he worked with the TWRA. How long did he work with TWRA? It was quite a while.
23 years.
Wow.
They make you retire in the field, and I think he was at 62, so he was, I think he did it for 20 some odd years.
Where did he find time to do all this stuff? Well, I want to know.
I remember when he started that, they actually needed somebody, and Mike Foster was over the region, and they actually asked him if he was interested. He didn't go looking for that job. They called him and asked him if he would be interested. So he had to go do the police academy for the 6 weeks or whatever, and then he was his official title was boating officer.
Yeah,
and because he told him, I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." He said, "But in the fall, that's football.
It's football.
That's football.
Yeah,
it's football season. That's what he does then, and he'd still work some weekends. I got to do some cool things with that. I got to trap turkeys and do that kind of thing. So I enjoyed him doing that mainly because he had to miss some of my junior pro games back then. And I was like, he's like, "Is it okay? I got to go." Or if he had season football tickets to UT. I was like, "Yes, any of those, I'll."
Yeah.
Because I promise you, I'll let you know if I've had a good game or a bad game. I don't need you. If I have a bad game, I don't need you to tell me. I know when I have a bad game.
Well, and I always like to ask when there's a father-son dynamic or father-daughter as a coach and a player, what was that like? I mean, whether it's on the field or at home, the coach-dad hat, how did that work?
I understood, like I told you about the Jason Miller, I understood him going at me harder to get, because he wasn't talking to me at that moment. He was talking to Jason Miller.
Yeah.
And I understood that completely. It did get taxing.
Feet dangling.
I can see it.
My junior year, we did have a blowout. And I come home, and Mom knew it. I was crying mad. And I come in the door and I said, "I'm done." I said, "Either I'm done playing or he's done coaching." Yeah. I was like, and he came home and we actually had a talk. And I had to have the talk that he gave me the first day of 5th grade.
Yeah.
When I walked in, because he was at the middle school, he stopped me and Todd Kent, because we rode to school together every day. He said, and we walked through these doors, I'm not Dad.
Yeah.
I'm either Mr. Tommy or I'm Coach Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Then whatever the argument we were having, he came in and he said something to the fact, he said, well, they're not my son. I said, whoa, I'm not your son out there.
Yeah.
It's like, no, if I can't call you Dad, you don't get to call me son. And he knew I had him.
Yeah.
He knew I had him. And he actually, maybe for the first time in his life, apologized to me.
Wow.
But after that, never had another. This was right before first week of my junior year. And then senior year, I couldn't ask for anything better. I really enjoyed playing for him after that.
What made him get out of coaching? He coached, I know, a lot of years, and he loved the game, obviously. What made that decision for him?
He got tired of teaching.
Yeah.
All the things that you had to do instead of just actual teaching. Mm-hmm. He hated that. So when we got done, now my brother was a golf coach. He played golf. He didn't play football. So when I got done, I think he coached the next year. I think he helped coach match, because actually there was one game he had to miss, and he said, "Hey, go do my job."
You're right.
I was on the sideline that night. I was like, okay. Had to get on to Ronnie Moses a couple times, but who I still introduce to this day as my backup when I see when we're out somewhere.
I hope he's watching this.
If not, I'll send him a copy. But he just the red tape is the teaching part. He was ready to get out. He left the day he could.
Yeah,
teaching. Like in the middle of the semester, he put in his paperwork and he was waiting to get a day. And I remember he said Kathy was coming in, Kathy Hendricks, the principal, was coming in to do an evaluation. And he said, "Kathy, you're welcome to stay, but I'm just waiting for them to give me a day."
Yeah.
And then he walked out like in February.
Wow.
This semester, he's just like, he was done.
Mm.
Did he follow you? Was that on purpose, design, because time together at the middle school, then up in the high school? And not long after you graduated, I mean, he was done?
Yeah. He went from, of course, at this time, when I was 8th grade, I was like, all right, I'm going to the high school. He's back down to 8th grade. And then he took the assistant coach at the high school was the freshman coach. I was like, I can't get away from him. And so had that for a couple of years, but then everything got well. But he followed me up. I'm assuming. Now, teaching, he taught 7th grade my whole life until my senior year. He moved to the high school because that's what you want your dad teaching at the high school your senior year.
Of course. Yeah.
But at least it was my brother's freshman year, so he had him all 4 years at the high school. So, and I don't know why he moved up there, because I think it was because he got the opportunity to cut he had a biology degree, and he was teaching 7th grade science, and he taught a lot of biology. We learned the bones and everything in 7th grade, but when he got to high school, he taught life science and biology. That was his two classes. So that was what his the degree was in. So
yeah,
I think he went to that because he had the opportunity to. So
what was it maybe like sitting and watching a football game? That there's no involvement. You're playing, him coaching, just sitting and watching a game. Did he watch it as a coach, I guess, or
yes,
yeah,
it was always he always questioned like it drives him up the wall, or drove him up the wall. These last everything's shotgun now.
Mm-hmm.
Even on 4th and inches, they go shotgun, and it used to drive him up the wall that they would snap the ball. He goes, "You need 6 inches, and you're snapping the ball 5 yards back. So now you got to get 5.5 yards."
That never has made sense to me either. But I kind of I agree with him.
We talk about Darvin. I mentioned Darvin Gill last night because Gordonsville had a 4th and a football lane. I'm like, Darvin Gill can get that as a center without him having to snap it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure little things like that, and as the game has evolved, for somebody like him that I feel like is an old school football guy, had to be at times painful. Just even the players and their actions and things. I wonder just his reaction to stuff like that.
Well, I'll tell you one thing he told us. When, for whatever reason, guys started dropping the football before crossing the goal line because they're ready to celebrate.
Yeah.
He told us, and he was dead serious. It happened in like one of those alumni, on high school all-star games or something.
Yeah.
And when we came back, he told the guys, he goes, if that football is too heavy for you to carry across the goal line, you'll never have to worry about it. Yeah. He said, if you do it one time, you'll never be put in the position to carry it across the goal line again.
Oh, wow.
So, we knew early. He's like, he just assumed you hand it to the official and act like you've been there before.
Yeah.
But if you dropped it before you got in there, then that was your last chance.
Yeah.
You got the one chance. That was it. There was a zero tolerance for that.
Coach, you got anything?
It's so random with Tommy because I did not know him until the fall of '94. And then he was there at the time that I was coaching, and then I would see him on a golf course or somewhere. But where does his love for UT come from?
He had season tickets. Him and Thomas Groom had season tickets. I think they got him in 80 or 81. But I don't ever remember him not having them.
Wow.
I don't know if it's just because he went to MTSU, went to school at MTSU. I don't know what started it or what got him into it. Because my granddad was more of a NFL fan, but I don't know where it came from.
Yeah,
I know he passed it on to me.
Right. Yeah. Just like a lot of, I guess, in this area, growing up, and of course, not knowing what Tennessee was like maybe back in the days when he was growing up, but we've kind of all been spoon-fed Tennessee football here. I mean, even back in the days before I watched it on TV a lot, but there was John Ward. I mean, I've always talked about how much I loved listening to John Ward.
Absolutely.
Call a game, and then you go up there, and the pageantry and the band and the tea and everything is just you get wrapped up in that, and you just love it. And it probably some of that, I'm sure, had something to do with it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Back then, local games there wasn't games on TV.
Yeah,
there wasn't a whole
we only
day
had
worth of games. There's just one game or
yeah.
a
I was
day
gonna say we had 3 channels forever.
Yeah, you might get one game a day. Like from Saturday, you got one game.
Yeah,
and so I don't know if it was that, if he heard it on he listened to a game and heard John Ward, and that may have been what turned him on to it. But back then. He was born in 51, so they had some good teams back then.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think they won it in 51. So they won the year he was born. He was born in October of 51, so that was they won the national title that year. So I don't know if that started it.
Could have been. Well, as we wrap up, Robbie, we appreciate you coming out to share some memories with us today. Is there anything that sticks out in your mind that we hadn't talked about, a memory, a story, or something that...
Is there a golf memory?
Well, when I was living in Florida for a little while, Dad played golf his whole growing up, but when I was around, he didn't play. He pretty much quit playing. He'd play once a year, but he'd play once a year at a golf group. And Brett Hayes told me the story that they were playing the old Opryland course up there, and they would get so mad at my dad. They said, we play year round, and it's a tough course. I mean, they've had LPGA events, senior PGA events there, and Brett goes, we playing year round. And he goes, in my course, Brett's shooting in the 70s. We go over there, shoot 84, 85. He goes, your dad hadn't touched his clubs in a year and shooting 74, 75. He comes in, wins all night, says, all right, boys, see you next year. And that was it. And I didn't get to play golf with Dad up until after he retired from teaching.
Yeah.
He picked it back up. And then me, Dad, Eddie Hobson, and Bob Loring, every Thursday, I was off on Thursdays. I was working at Riverwatch at the time, and we would go play somewhere every Thursday. And Thomas had just picked up the game. Dad had just picked it back up.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that did bother Dad about golf, he never had a hole-in-one, but Thomas Groom has.
Uh-oh.
And he was, it was actually at my course. It was at my course in Florida that I was running. I run one in Wesley Chapel for 2 years down there. They came down, and Thomas did a hole in one. And what bothered him the most wasn't that he got one, but the next day they played the same hole. Pin hadn't been moved, and Thomas used a different club. And that's like, how did he get all the way? He just hit. That was the perfect club. Right. Apparently, that was the perfect club. And the next day, it's not. He used something different.
Yeah.
But that always bothered him. They never got a hole in one. Thomas had one, and he didn't
get one, man. Rob, again, thank you so much for coming in and sharing. And if we get the opportunity again, we'll have you back and share some more great memories. Thank you.
Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, well, you better speak. We got to say hi to Miss Joyce out there. And
she's been watching.
Absolutely, and we've just enjoyed this segment. I've never heard one ill word ever about Coach Tommy, and people loved him so much. And we miss him. I know you miss him a lot, and just a great part. If we ever can get the DeKalb County Sports Hall of Fame off the ground, and we're trying, then he's definitely a first class inductee. There's no doubt about that.
Thank you
for all he's done in DeKalb County sports. Rob Alexander's been our guest. Casey Midget's in the house. You know the next segment's going to be wild. We'll be back to wrap it up, plus the announcement of the Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week. You're watching DC Blitz. We're presented by DeKalb County Insurance.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is DeKalb County Insurance. Get a quote today at DeKalbInsurance.net.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at ErieInsurance.com. Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Prompt, professional, and courteous healthcare services. That's what you find when you visit Good Health Family Clinic, 414 East Broad Street in Smithville. When you're on the go, you can't afford to be sick. The staff at Good Health Family Clinic is committed to getting you back on your feet and feeling better as soon as possible. They are locally owned, so you know you're being helped by people from right here at home, who you know and trust. Good Health Family Clinic accepts most insurances and is currently accepting new patients. Call to schedule an appointment, 615-597-4432. Good Health Family Clinic. Your family's good health is our mission.
Smithville FBC is proud to support DC Blitz and all DeKalb sports. We have a place for you to call home on Sunday mornings and Wednesday night. We have nursery available. Pre-K through 5th graders are welcome to join Faith Kids. 6th through 12th graders are welcome to join FBC students, and everyone's outside of that is welcome to join all of our adult ministries. We meet Wednesday nights at 6, and Sunday morning small groups begin at 9 with worship at 10. Join us at Smithville FBC. It's a place to call home.
Home Services is your trusted partner for comprehensive excavation and septic solutions. With a combined 30 years of experience, our team of skilled professionals deliver reliable, high-quality work for both residential and commercial projects. We understand the unique challenges of Middle Tennessee's terrain and provide customized services. From basic excavation to complex septic system installations, we have the expertise and equipment to handle jobs of any size or complexity. Put us to work for you. Home Services, 615-597-6287.
In the heart of Smithville, by the tranquil waters of Center Hill Lake, one name stands out in real estate: Lake Homes Realty and the Tony Luna Group. With over 25 years of experience and a track record of over $100 million in local sales, Tony Luna is the expert you can trust. Whether you're selling your cherished home or seeking that perfect lakeside retreat, Tony's commitment ensures you'll get top dollar for your property. Call 615-210-9522 and take the first step towards your real estate success.
Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations has served the Upper Cumberland area as a premier auto glass shop since 2011. Located at 1620 South Jefferson Avenue in Cookville, our business offers chipped glass repair, glass replacement, windshield repair, and much more. Plus, on-site service is available. We also offer free mobile installation. We look forward to assisting our customers with any and all windshield repairs. For all your auto glass needs, stop by Liberty Auto Glass and Calibrations. Phone 931-979-79. 888-867-7339.
Just like the excitement of the big game, life is filled with unforgettable moments. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, we understand that when the final moment comes, you want to honor those moments with dignity and care. Whether you're celebrating a life well lived or finding solace in a time of grief, our compassionate staff is here to provide the support you need. Love Cantrell Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of DeKalb County Athletics through 3 generations. At Love Cantrell Funeral Home, love is not only in our name, but also in our services.
Just like a winning team, Liberty State Bank is there when you need them most, providing financial solutions that fit your goals. Whether it's building a business, buying a home, or planning for the future, you can count on us to be there every step of the way. Experience the power of partnership with Liberty State Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Go Tigers, Saints, and Bulldogs.
Ranger brake offers made in the USA, assembled in the USA, and world-sourced brake lines so that they can meet all levels of market demand. That helps them maintain a good, better, and best approach to giving customers the options they need to succeed with ease. Ranger Brake has a second-to-none qualifying process which ensures each and every product is certified before it's actually sold in the USA. By providing qualified products that are tested in the USA, Ranger Brake is doing their part to keep it safe out on the roads. Ranger Brake, proud supporters of all DeKalb County athletics.
Smithville Church of Christ invites you to come worship with us. Smithville Church of Christ believes that God is a relational being who exists as Father, Son, and Spirit. That human beings have a created likeness to God which makes each of us eternally valuable. That salvation is the free gift of God, received through faith and expressed through confession, repentance, and baptism. That personal transformation, a process initiated by God's grace, gathers momentum as our will is increasingly brought into alignment with God's will. Come visit Smithville Church of Christ any Sunday or Wednesday night as we study together and worship our Lord.
Bad Boy Mowers' legendary reputation for strength, performance, and value is now available with Bad Boy tractors. From mid-size to subcompact models powered by 22 to 35 horsepower water-cooled diesel engines, your tractor work just got real easy. On the farm, the ranch, or even around the house, Bad Boy tractors deliver power and durability all day, every day. Bad Boy tractors work with an attitude. Find your big boy tractor at Southern Landscape Supply, 611 Rich Froning Way in Cookeville. Visit them online at thesouthernlandscapesupply.com.
Back for our final segment on DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance. Casey Midget and Cardboard Kelly in the house as well. We get set to talk some Tiger football. We'll take a look at what all's coming up in the DeKalb County week in sports. Got quite a bit to talk about this segment. We're going to lead it off talking some Tiger football. Tigers go up in open region play in Lafayette last night. Casey Midget's favorite is place on earth.
I hate Macon County.
He was texting us before the game. You were just all kinds of tore up. An hour before the game, you were already tore up.
Thought we was going to have a gang fight before we even started up there. Man, those people, God bless them. The Macon Countyans shall inherit Macon County. Is all I can say. So,
well, and you lost your wallet, except you didn't lose your wallet.
It's just a disaster. You know, like everything that could be a disaster was a disaster last night.
Yeah,
I spent an hour and a half looking for a wallet that was in my truck the entire time. Had like 30 people like up there trying to, help me dig under the stands and things and find everything. And the whole time, of course, I'm thinking, these dadgum redneck Macon County people, drop my wallet and they run off with it, canceled all my debit card and credit card. It was just pitiful, man.
Oh, me. And the game wasn't much better. 42-0.
Well, it was funny because, I have to help feed the team, after the road games.
Yeah.
And so, hey, I ordered pizza for 9 o'clock, and I looked at Lavonda at one time and said, man, we may be gone, man. I hope the pizza gets there early tonight. Oh man, got up there and was able to get that done. And I'll be doggone if we didn't even run out of Gatorade last night.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
what else? Like I tell Lavon on the way home, we're gonna have a flat tire or something. I mean, it's gonna happen. So that gum Macon County. Every time it's just something about that place. You get stuck behind 7 tractors going up there, and it's just ridiculous. I think it's drive a tractor to school every day up there.
Well, somebody asked me last night if I was going to go, and I said no, and here's the reason why. I can never find the football field. It's not at the school, and I don't know the address. I mean, I've been there, but now I couldn't tell you how to find that football field if I had to. Yeah. It's just, it seems like it's out in the middle of a residential area, and I can't find it.
Yeah, we that's my problem every time. I found a new way to go. You just drive straight and then take 7 curves back to the middle of like what we would think is like the middle of, I don't know, Joel Evans over there or something. It's like right in the middle.
Yeah.
Crazy,
So but anyway, Macon County flexing.
And, let's give it its due too. That place is first class, baby. Let me just tell you. So, it's just a third of it is condemned up there, like literally condemned, and so half the home side sits on the visitor side, which that goes over well. Let me tell you. So
I got to say our ratings in Macon County are probably dropping by the second.
But I will say this. You have great pork rinds.
Viewers at 3.
I'm telling you, all of that to say, of all the concession stands I've been to, Macon County is number 1 with an asterisk.
Oh, wow.
I'm just telling you.
Wow.
It is fantastic. So,
all right. And just because of the pork rinds?
Just 100% because of the pork rinds. I'm so mad I couldn't eat anything else up there.
We should send some money up, got some pork rinds.
Yeah.
But the game itself, Macon County coming in, and
is that where Macon bacon comes from?
It must be. I'll tell you.
After finding a little offense last week, to get shut out last night, Casey, what went wrong offensively for DeKalb County?
They run into a semi-pro team. That's what went wrong. That Macon County team is the hardest hitting team I have personally ever watched us play. It is. They were full-grown men out there. I don't know what else to tell you. Hey, we can have fun with Macon County all we want, but they know how to play football.
They do. And their junior high team, we saw them earlier in the year. Man, they got some big kids. It's not going to change anytime soon.
It ain't going away. They have a program up there where everybody's bought into, and it starts in junior pro.
Yeah.
And goes all the way up, and it is a well-oiled machine now. Mm-hmm. And you can tell that those kids have been playing that system for a long time, and they know exactly how to run it. I think they threw 3 passes the whole time. They don't need to. They can run and run over you, and we didn't have the horses last night to stop it. To be honest with you,
Macon County, the first 12 times DeKalb met Macon County, DeKalb won 11 of 12, and I remember them being a homecoming opponent back in. We're talking going back to 1985 on up through, about the mid 1990s, somewhere around late 90s, 2000s. Man, they found something. And for about the last quarter century, they've been more up than down. And like you mentioned, man, they have just they play some great football. And let's not forget, they're the defending Class 4A state champs, and they look every bit the part of at least the 6th-ranked team in the state.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. We got to that second quarter, and I was already starting to think, man, this Upperman-Macon County game is going to be something to watch this year. But I've not seen Upperman in person. I've seen film on Upperman. And, of course, like all of us, the recaps of things that you can see online. I think that Upperman has a better offense than Macon County does. But, again, I don't know how it's possible to hit harder than Macon County does. They are just flat, tough, hard-nosed, run it straight at you football team.
We're going to see Upperman, of course, next Friday night. And as part of that, we're going to be there for Coach Steve Trapp's the announcement of the all-20-year team. We'll be doing that prior to the game. Coach, you'll be there with DTC, video on the game. Upperman's ranked 5th in the state, and they're coming off a 42-27 loss to Beach last night. Chris, I know you're very familiar with the Beach program, maybe not so much this year what all they have, but that's a traditional power, and Upperman has played a loaded schedule so far. They're 3-2, but don't let that fool you, man. They have played some really good teams so far.
Beach over there in Sumner County, and I was there for 3 years. and we were 5-5, 6-4. So a lot's changed. I really couldn't tell you a whole lot about it. I know that Keith Powell, who was an assistant at Smith County for a couple of years, offense coordinator, defense coordinator, his son was a freshman quarterback that year. And after his sophomore year, he decided he was going to go back to Beach.
Yeah.
And so he's one of their two quarterbacks. I don't know if they're still platooning or if Caden has the job all to himself, but Beach is another one of those programs that's historical, and they've had some really good teams of late, and he's kind of leading that program. And so it's kind of tough to gauge Upperman and what they have based on that performance against Beach. I just know that Upperman is Upperman, and they're coming in, and both schools are coming off of a loss, and there's going to be – it's going to be a heck of a ball game.
The name you're going to hear a lot about Upperman next week will be Bronston Chaffin. They've got good players all over the board, but Chaffin stands out. He is a Division I collegiate prospect at the quarterback position. This young man, I may have shared this story on the show before, but a couple of years ago, his freshman year, I was working for another media outlet, and we went to do what was essentially a jamboree prior to the game, just as kind of a warm-up, tune-up. And this kid walks out there, and he's playing quarterback, and he's throwing it all over the place. I mean, the Upperman's just browbeating whoever it was. And come to find out, it was only the junior varsity, and it was Chaffin. And Chaffin already looked miles better than the regular starting quarterback. This kid's been a prodigy since he started. He's a great athlete, great basketball player. And he's going to be somebody DeKalb County is going to have to deal with. And Chris, is not only the passing aspect; he can get it done with his arm, but he's a mobile quarterback as well. He can take off with it with his legs. He's fast.
He can, and that poses problems for your defense. And again, I'll go back. I was only able to see DeKalb play one time this year, and that was against Watertown. And that was a game where a quarterback dual threat in Garrett Davis that was able to throw the ball. And was able to run the ball and hurt you both ways, a true dual quarterback threat. And that's something that's Coach Shaw, he's going to spend a lot of time with, and he's going to come up with a good plan for DeKalb. And at very least, do his best to take away Upperman's best player.
Had a chance really to get to know Coach Adam Kane during my couple of years working up in Cookeville as well, and he's a no nonsense, tough coach. He hates to lose. He puts together good teams. I've heard Upperman fans get on to Coach Kane that we should have won this and won that. I don't know. It'd be hard. You'd be hard pressed not to find any program in the Upper Cumberland that wouldn't take Adam Kane as a head coach if they had an opening. He's a fantastic head coach. Got it done when he was at Sequatchie. This Upperman team, I think they loaded the schedule up, guys, this year because they want to win a gold ball. They've been on the doorstep. They've got the talent, and Casey, they're hungry. And I mean, it's going to be, they're locked in every week. It doesn't matter if they're playing Beach, or if they're playing our Tigers, or if they're playing, a single A school. They're going to come in ready to play.
They are, but you know what? We are too. We have, to me, people may think I'm crazy, but I feel like we have a better chance of beating Upper than we did in Macon County just because of the makeup of the team, the offense that they run, the defenses they have, and if you think back to that game last year, going into the second half, we was right with Upper last year.
Yeah,
and it's more of a rivalry, really. I still say than Macon County is, even though back in our days that's who we scheduled for homecoming was Macon County. So. They're scheduling us for homecoming right now, probably. But Upperman is the team. It's Tennessee, Florida. I can't. I'll always have that analogy for them. Tennessee, Florida. Smith County's Tennessee, Alabama. It's always been that way. But I feel like that Coach Trapp will get our team ready to play. Hey. The one thing that you can say about our team is they have a short memory. All you got to do is look back to last week for that, that answer. They have a short memory. Maybe it's, because some of them are younger that are playing and they're just too dumb not to have a longer memory than that, but they have a short memory and they get out and they work during the week. They won't be intimidated, I can tell you that.
You've seen this team from week to week. Are they a different team at Van Hoosier than they are on the road?
it's hard to say because we're 1-1 at home too. You know, I don't think so. I just think it has younger elements to the team. It's not a young team, okay? I'm not taking away. It is very upper class heavy as far as the starters go, but they are more freshmen involved and sophomores than usual. A usual Steve Trapp coach team this year, and I really think it's that inexperience to know what you ought to know, like you don't know what you ought to know type thing. And I actually think that helps them. Hey, John Travis, you know, they made a swap at quarterback. It was obvious that needed to happen. And that is no knock on Jesse Fouts whatsoever. That's no knock on anybody. It's just that wasn't the best answer for the team, at least what it looks like right now. He's gave him a spark, okay? He was running for his life last night. There was not a lot that he could do, okay? He did have a few good runs last night, and so he was able to make plays with his legs. But I say all that to say this. What happened? Jesse Fouts gets replaced, and he goes to wideout. And he's made plays at wideout.
Mm-hmm.
He does excellent on defense. You hear his name called a lot on defense. He's always around the ball. He's a ball hunter out there. And I say all that to say this. Yes, we could get beat by Warren County, okay? And that's not a knock on Warren County because the more they play, the better that win looks, to be honest with you. You know?
Yeah.
Or we could come out and beat Friendship like we've done, which is obviously a very good team. You know, I've thought about this a lot. I just hate that we don't get to play our traditional rivals this year because we would know a lot more about our team. Hey, that Macon County and Upperman, yes, it is not an automatic loss for us, okay? We're going to go in there and compete with both of them. But you think about what the team would look like if we were playing Cannon County, if we were playing Gordonsville, if we were playing Smith County, if we were playing Crossville. That might be 4 wins right there. And now we're talking about a team that's 500, you know, at the end of the season, where now it looks like it's going to be a hard road to hoe, you know. And so we're a victim of a lot of different things this year. And I shouldn't say victim. We have a lot different circumstances this year that I just think this team is going to be better at the end of the season than it is right now. You can put that on record. I'm telling you, the last game of the season, we will be better than what we are right now.
Region, every game is going to be a battle. We know that. I mean, Macon and Upperman are both ranked. White County and Livingston played to a 14-13 game last night. White's 4-1. Livingston, I think White may still be undefeated. Livingston's, that's their first loss of the year. Stone Memorial beat Loudon on the road last night. Loudon's usually a pretty good football program. Stone still looks good. It's going to be a battle. But I say that in saying it's going to be a battle. And just like you point out there, you know, this team isn't intimidated. They're not going to go out and roll over. They showed that last week against Friendship Christian. Macon's always tough, especially on their home field. They'll be ready to come back to take on Upperman, but they better, you know, they probably understand because Coach Trapp, I'm sure, has drilled this in there. There's no gimmies. You walk out there, even a road game at York, even though they're a smaller school and on the road, you better be ready to play. You better be ready for a dogfight.
We mentioned Coach Kane, and what is the guy's name in Macon County? I forget his name every time. I guess I try to block it out of my memory somehow. But
I know, and it just Shoulders. Thank you, Coach Shoulders.
Yeah. So you think about those guys coming in, okay? Who did they come in to try to beat? Coach Trapp. Coach Trapp was kind of the trendsetter in this new Upper Cumberland, area with that high-powered offense and a new way of thinking about, it's not 3 yards in a cloud of dust anymore. It's open it up and, let's spread the ball around. And so, it's kind of neat to watch that, to be honest with you, to see, kind of how it's all, re-evolutionized, now. And so I say all that to say this. He still coached Trapp.
Yeah.
He hasn't changed a bit. He is still an excellent football coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so he is a great motivator, I guess, is what I'm getting at. You look at that team last night. We lost 42-0. All right. Not lots you can say about that, but one thing you can say is nobody quit on that team. We just didn't have the horses last night. That's all there. It was not a lack of effort in any way, shape, or form. It was we were outmanned last night. But again, we came out to fight every single snap, and I give that team a lot of credit because I'm going to tell you something. If I'd been on that field, I'd have crawled under the cheerleaders before. So I ain't wanting more of that.
DeKalb County, again, will host Upperman next Friday night at 7 o'clock. Prior to the game at 6:30, we will announce Coach Steve Trapp's all-20-year team, and looking forward to that event. Come out for a big night and a special night and a huge game in Region 4-4A. Let's take a look at some other things going on in the upcoming schedule. Cross country today, both middle school and high school. They're over at Cookeville in the Burnett Invitational that began at 8 o'clock this morning. Junior Pro wraps up their regular season this afternoon at 4 o'clock. They'll be over in Crossville taking on Cumberland County, 4 o'clock in a triple header. Next weekend, the Junior Pro playoffs start, and I'm excited about this. All the Junior Pro playoffs will be played at Van Hoosier Stadium. The Pee Wee Tigers will play White County next Saturday morning at 9. Junior Tigers play the Junior Panthers of Stone Memorial at 1:30. Senior Tigers also against the Stone Memorial Panthers. That game will be at 3 o'clock. Volleyball is going to be very busy this week. They have 4 matches in 4 days. It'll start Monday at Warren County, Tuesday at Livingston, Wednesday against Smith County at home. Thursday, volleyball will take on Upperman at home. I want to target that Wednesday date for a moment. Home match with Smith County because it's a day game. It'll be a 1 o'clock start for that. Coach Kayla has messaged me this morning and want to let me know, to let our viewers know, it is open to the public. So it's not just a student body game. Anybody that wants to come and watch volleyball, it's a good reason to take off work early, right? Take off a little early, take a long lunch, and go out and watch volleyball at 1 o'clock in a big home match against Smith County. And again, as Coach and I talked about early in the program, a lot of milestones being reached by this volleyball squad. So if you've not had a chance to check them out, a great opportunity with 4 matches this week, including that Wednesday match at home against Smith County. Of course, earlier we talked about the region golf tournament. That gets underway Thursday morning for the Tigers and Lady Tigers at Golden Eagle over in Cookeville. We'll mention that DeKalb County High School Lady Tiger Soccer. A couple of big district matches this week. They got Stone Memorial coming up on Tuesday, and then Thursday they will be playing at Livingston Academy. That's going to be a makeup match. And Chris, I know we didn't get to touch on soccer in the first segment, but Coach K's squad, to get a lot of youth on this squad this year, they've been close in some matches they've lost. They've looked good in some matches they've won. But as we start looking at, building toward the lower half of the district schedule here, these 2 matches this week with Stone and Livingston are very important. Stone and DeKalb, in fact, identical 1 and 2 district marks. Livingston right now is at the top of the district at 3-0. That's always a rivalry match. 2 big matches, and I think I got a good feeling it's going to be a good week for the Lady Tigers.
Cumberland and Stone are typically good at soccer, boys and girls, and of course you throw Livingston up there at 3-0. But yeah, looking at this earlier, the Stone Memorial match, both records are identical, so that's going to be seeding in preparation for the tournament, and you want the absolute best that you can get out of that. So that's going to be a big match against the Panthers.
As we take a look at the rest of the schedule, middle school tennis. They will be at Rockvale on Tuesday at 5:30. They'll be at Oakland on Thursday at 5:30. They might as well just get them a place to stay and just stay in Murfreesboro for the whole week, because they've got 2 road matches coming up this week. Saints football. The Saints travel to Overton County. We talked a little bit about this earlier in the program. Again, missing out on the conference playoffs. The top 2 teams from each division make it. DeKalb did not finish in the top 2 on their side of the bracket, unfortunately, this year. They'll go to Overton County to take on the Outlaw program still in the junior high ranks, or maybe the Tigers. For some reason, I think it's the Tigers.
It's the Outlaws.
Okay, Outlaws is Pee Wee, I know, or Junior Pro. But anyway, they're playing over to County, and Casey, Coach, and I sort of talked a little bit about this, replacing all these new faces. You've had some quarterback issues with Landon Holmes dealing with some injuries, having to plug a hole there. It hadn't been the way Coach Hunter Poteet envisioned it maybe when the season started, but you got to have some growing pains when you've lost just as many players as they gave up last year.
I mean, they got yes, they lost a lot last year, but they also lost 4 or 5 more of their players this year.
Yeah.
They've got, I think, 5 kids that's out now with injuries. I don't there was a kid, last week that broke his tibia.
Oh, my.
I mean, you think about that. There's got to be some force come, to break something like that. And so, of course, our thoughts and prayers are with him. But he's just one of 5 that's out. So he's essentially down to, let's see what the 6th graders look like coming in for next year right now. And that's not great going into your last game.
Well, and again, you don't have playoffs on the line, and Coach was talking about motivation. The coaches are going to be motivated because those Poteet boys, they don't ever want to lose. But getting these players up for this game, and Casey, in your mind, the mindset of these players dealing with the injuries and all this, can they get them fired up and ready to go on what's going to be their last game of the season?
Hey, I'm going to tell you something. The future of DeKalb County football is bright, and it has a lot to do with the Poteet brothers. I have been so impressed with how they are as coaches and how they are as men and how they mentor kids on and off that football field. We never want to wish Coach Trapp departure in any way, but he's old like I am, and he's going to retire one of these days. And so
that's 2 weeks in a row you've called him old.
Yeah, well, I can't. We graduated together, so he can't say nothing to me about it. But at some point, he's going to retire, and I mean, you got to think that they're the next in line for that. Surely they would jump at the chance to do that. And guess who their mentor was? Coach Trapp. So it's a very bright future for DeKalb County football.
And we kind of talked about it, and you alluded to it a moment ago. You've got these young guys that are next man up mentality, and it's almost like a late spring game where these guys get the opportunity to show the Poteet brothers, what we've got and what we can bring to the table.
That 6th grade bunch that he's got in there this year are the real deal. I'm just telling you. Look for that next year. They're going to be real contributors to that team. The Saints football team will not be down for very long. And I'm not saying they were down this year, but, in recent history, you lose more than 3 games, you kind of get, a bad feeling about that. But they will not lose 3 games next year. You can mark that down.
All right. Before I forget, and as we wrap up our now 2-hour-long show, but it's been a good show today. We've had a lot of great guests today. The Goodell Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week, our 3 nominees, Sophie Adcock of DeKalb County High School Volleyball, key contributor in matches against Cumberland, Watertown, and last weekend against the Rocky Top Classic Tournament, she totaled 6 aces, 16 kills, 4 blocking assists, and 40 digs in matches last week. Daphne Delgado, DeKalb Middle School Lady Saints Soccer. Daphne had 2 goals in a 3-2 victory on 8th grade night against Jackson County last Monday. And she also scored the lone goal in the Lady Saints 1-0 victory against Upperman, which kept them in the playoff race up until White County had to go and ruin all that last Tuesday night. And John Hendricks, who got his first start for the Tiger football team in their homecoming game last week against unbeaten and state-ranked Friendship. John threw 2 touchdowns, including the game winner with $1:22 left in the game as the Tigers upset Friendship 21-17. We had more votes total this week than we ever had for the Goodell Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week award. I mean, people were coming out of the woodwork to vote in this, and we thank you for that because we know that what we're doing, people are starting to follow out there, or people have been following, but more and more people jumping on board. We appreciate that.
You know, I take credit for that. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, we appreciate that.
I think it's just to see what I'll say. I'll be honest with you.
You know, you're kind of like what they used to say about Howard Stern. People would tune into Howard Stern even if they didn't like him, just to see what he was going to say next, and the people that did like him tuned in just to see what he was going to say next. So, Casey, you bear that mantle. Everybody wants to know what you're going to say next.
I'm going to get a table with that sign out front that says "Prove me wrong."
Oh my! This week's Good Health Family Clinic Student Athlete of the Week goes to Sophie Adcock of the DeKalb County High School volleyball team in a very tight vote this week. Sophie wins this week's award, so congratulations to her. And is that the first volleyball winner we've had?
Possibly. She is worth the price of admission alone.
Yeah.
If you can at all make that 1 o'clock game coming up, do it, because love watching her serve.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Sophie, congratulations. Good luck to the volleyball team in their 4 matches this week. Go out and see them, especially Wednesday in the home match against Smith County. Closing thoughts, Coach.
Go Big Orange. Let's keep that rolling, and get out and support your Tigers and your Bulldogs and your Saints teams.
All right, Casey.
Junior Pro. Next 3 weekends in a row at home. So come out there and support them. It's all day. Next Saturday all day. The following
next 3
Saturday.
Saturdays.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then the Super Bowls are on the October 11th. So come check it out.
All right. And
Kelly?
She's at a loss.
She'll wait. Her eyes are open, but
don't look, Kelly.
Okay.
Want to throw a couple things out. This is going to be non-sports as I close up today, but tomorrow is going to be a couple of prayer services here in DeKalb County, and I know we're all men of faith here, and I know a lot of folks that are watching our show are as well. One at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning on the east side of the courthouse. One at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon as well. Would encourage you to come out and let's band together as a community. So much going on right here in our own county, for that matter, but all throughout the nation as well. And we can never pray enough. Let's just put it that way. So get up early, come out tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock for that event, and then again 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Go to both if you can at all, and let's have some prayer for all of us here in our local area, but throughout our nation as well with everything that's going on. I want to thank our guests today, members of the DeKalb County High School golf team, Cooper Goodwin, Brad Hale, and Emily Anderson. Thanks to Rob Alexander for spending a couple of segments with us, and for our producer, Daniel Leslie, for Coach Chris Vance, and for Casey Midget and Cardboard Kelly. I'm Tom Duggan. We'll see you next week on DC Blitz, presented by DeKalb County Insurance.